Welcome back, everybody, to the Board Business Channel. We're super stoked today because we've got a company to talk about that just blew our minds. You know our friend Steve?
Yeah, Steve.
The executive director of the Arizona, Taiwan office.
Right.
So he introduced us to this amazing company
Oh, cool.
called Huaguo, and we just knew we had to share their story.
Awesome. Can't wait.
So picture this. Taiwan, 1983. This little company starts up with just 6 people.
6 people. Wow.
6. Can you believe that?
That's tiny.
And they're making electrical control boxes and panels.
Okay.
Not exactly the most exciting thing, right?
No, not really. But hey, everybody starts somewhere, right?
But here's the thing. Even back then, they were just obsessed with quality. Like, they knew they wanted to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
They had to just be the best and deliver on time. Every time.
That's huge in manufacturing. I mean, consistency is key, right?
Totally. And it's not easy. And then fast forward to 2005, they've grown to 150 people.
Wow, that's impressive growth.
I know, right?
So what was their secret sauce? How'd they do it?
Well, they were early adopters of a lot of technologies. Like in the early 90s, they were already using CNC machining, CAD/CAM systems.
Oh, wow, way ahead of the curve. Most companies weren't even thinking about that stuff back then.
I know, it's like they had a time machine or something.
So they were basically set up to scale and grow really efficiently. Smart move.
Yeah, and they really understood the power of technology. And get this, they invested in one of the first Japanese laser processing machines in Taiwan.
Whoa, seriously? Those things are beasts. Precise as heck. It's like wielding a lightsaber from metal.
I know, right? So they were not messing around.
Talk about commitment. So where did they go from there? What industry did they laser focus on?
Well, by the late 90s, they had their sights set on something even bigger. The aerospace industry.
Whoa, hold up. Aerospace, that's a whole other ballgame. We're talking high stakes, precision engineering, rigorous safety standards.
I know. It's a huge jump,
Yeah.
right? From electrical boxes to, airplane parts.
Huge. So how did they even break into that market?
Well, they partnered up with the Industrial Technology Research Institute.
Yeah.
ITRI.
Yeah, I've heard of them. They're like the MIT of Taiwan, right? Super smart folks over there.
Exactly. So they teamed up with them to develop aerospace sheet metal components.
Okay, so we're talking about the skin of the aircraft, the structural parts that hold it all together.
Yeah, and these parts have to be super strong, super precise. There's no room for error when you're talking about something that's going to be flying in the air.
Absolutely. Lives are at stake. So how did they convince anyone to trust them with such a critical job? I mean, they were still relatively new to aerospace.
Well, they knew they had to prove themselves, so they went after the ISO 9001 certification.
Ah, the gold standard of quality management. That's a big deal. It tells the world you're serious about quality and have the systems to back it up.
Right, and that's exactly what they did. They got certified, which basically opened the doors to the aerospace industry.
Smart move. Get the stamp of approval and suddenly you're playing in the big leagues.
Exactly, and that was just the beginning of their aerospace journey.
They didn't stop there, though.
No.
They created a whole subsidiary
Oh, really?
called Taiwan Filan Industrial Co., TFI,
Okay.
to focus specifically on aerospace sheet metal components.
Wow, so they really went all in on aerospace.
They did. And you want another really big thing?
Yeah.
In 2003, they got the FAA Design and Manufacturing Approval Certification.
Whoa, that's huge. That's like the ultimate stamp of approval from the FAA.
Exactly. It means they meet the highest safety and quality standards in the world.
So they went from like a 6-person startup to FAA-certified aerospace manufacturer.
Pretty amazing, right?
It's incredible. And it's not just aerospace. They do all sorts of stuff.
Oh, yeah, they're like the Swiss Army knife of sheet metal.
Haha, I like that.
They make stuff for biotech medical rehabilitation equipment.
Oh, wow. So they're helping people too.
Yeah, making parts for machines that help people heal and get moving again.
That's awesome. What else?
They also do a lot with CNC machinery. You know, those high-tech robots that are like the backbone of modern manufacturing.
Yeah.
They make covers and components for those machines, protecting them from wear and tear.
So they're making parts for the machines that make other parts.
Exactly. It's like metal inception.
Whoa, that's trippy.
And get this, they're also involved in the semiconductor industry.
No way. Seriously.
Yeah, those tiny chips that power everything these days.
Like our phones and computers and everything.
Exactly. Huaguo makes parts for the equipment that manufactures those chips.
So we're talking like super precise stuff here.
Oh, yeah, incredibly precise, like working with parts smaller than a grain of rice.
Wow, they've come a long way from those electrical boxes.
I know, right? And speaking of connections, you know how Steve introduced us to Huaguo?
Yeah.
Well, I heard he first met the general manager of Huaguo at a huge tech conference in Japan.
Oh, wow.
It was all about semiconductors, so maybe that's where they first got the idea.
That's so cool. Small world, huh?
It really is. But anyway, back to Huaguo. They also make parts for all sorts of other machinery, like automatic and industrial equipment.
So they're like helping build the machines that build everything else.
Basically, they're kind of like the unsung heroes of the manufacturing world,
I love that.
making sure everything runs smoothly and efficiently.
So how do they manage all of this? I mean, they're involved in so many different industries.
Well, they're really big on efficiency. They use this thing called the Toyota Lean Manufacturing Model.
Okay, I've heard of that.
It's all about eliminating waste and optimizing every step of the process.
So they're like super organized.
Extremely. And to help them manage everything, they developed their own sheet metal processing and real-time supply management system.
So it's like they have this super sophisticated system that keeps track of everything.
Exactly. It's like a GPS for every piece of sheet metal in their factory.
No wonder they're so successful.
Right. And remember how they expanded to that bigger facility in 2005? Well, in 2007, they expanded again to an even bigger facility. Yeah, it's called the Taichung Precision Machinery Innovation Technology Park.
Whoa, that sounds impressive.
It is. And they filled it with all the latest and greatest sheet metal production equipment.
So they're always investing in the future.
Always. They're all about staying ahead of the curve.
And they're embracing all the latest tech, too, like Industry 4.0.
Oh, yeah. They're all about digitalization, automation, data-driven decision-making.
So the factory is like a smart factory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all connected machines talking to each other, data being used to optimize everything.
That's amazing.
It really is. But it's not just about the technology.
Okay.
It's also about the people.
The human element.
Exactly. They've invested a lot in training their workforce, empowering them to think creatively and use the latest technology.
So it's a company that values its people.
Absolutely. They've created a culture where everyone can contribute their ideas and strive for improvement.
That's awesome. Okay, so we've talked about their technology, their systems, their people, but let's go back to aerospace for a second. It was a
Sure.
big turning point for them, right?
It really was. It was a bold move for a relatively young company to enter such a demanding industry.
And they totally nailed it. They got the ISO certification.
Yeah,
They established TFI. They got the FAA approval.
It's a testament to their commitment to quality and their willingness to push themselves.
So they're a global player in aerospace now.
They are. And they're doing it all with this incredible humility. You know, they're not flashy or arrogant about it. They just quietly go about their business and deliver amazing results.
I like that.
It's refreshing. And it's a reminder that you don't have to be loud and boastful to be successful.
So what's next for Huaguo?
Well, they're definitely not slowing down. They're constantly innovating, expanding, exploring new possibilities.
It's like they're just getting started.
Exactly. They're a company with a bright future. And I can't wait to see what they do next.
I mean, it's just so cool to see a company that started out so small,
Yeah.
making such a huge impact on the world.
It's inspiring, for sure.
They really prove that you don't have to be a giant corporation to make a difference.
Right. It's all about having the right vision, the right team, the right drive.
And the right sheet metal.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that too.
So as we wrap things up here, what are some key takeaways from Huaguo's story?
Well, I think one big takeaway is that staying true to your core values is super important.
Yeah, they've really held on to that commitment to quality and customer satisfaction.
Exactly. And it's served them well. It's helped them build a strong reputation and a loyal customer base.
And it's helped them attract and retain top talent too, I bet.
Absolutely. When people see that a company truly cares about its work and its people, they're more likely to want to be a part of it.
Makes sense. And what about their embrace of technology?
Well, that's another big one.
Yeah.
They were early adopters of CNC machining, CAD/CAM laser processing.
Oh, that stuff.
Yeah, and they haven't stopped. They're constantly pushing the boundaries with Industry 4.0 and all the latest tech.
It shows that you got to be willing to adapt and evolve to stay ahead of the game.
Right. The world of manufacturing is constantly changing, and Wago is right there leading the charge.
I think another big takeaway is that you don't have to be the loudest voice in the room to be successful.
Yeah, they've achieved so much without any big flashy marketing campaigns or self-promotion.
They just let their work speak for itself.
Exactly. It's a reminder that sometimes the best way to stand out is to just focus on doing great work and delivering exceptional results.
I love that. And what about their foray into aerospace? I mean, that was a pretty bold move.
It was. But it shows that they're not afraid to take risks and go after big challenges.
And it paid off big time. They got the ISO certification, the FAA approval, they established TFI.
It's a testament to their vision, their determination, and their willingness to step outside their comfort zone.
They didn't just dip their toes in the water.
Yeah.
They dove right in.
And they came out on top.
So I guess the overall takeaway is that Huaguo is a company that's not afraid to dream big, work hard, and constantly push the boundaries of what's possible.
Exactly. They're an inspiration to anyone who wants to make a difference in the world of manufacturing or any industry for that matter.
Well said. So there you have it, folks. The incredible story of Huaguo.
From humble beginnings to global
A
success.
company that's changing the world one sheet of metal at a time.
And we were so excited to share it with you here on the Board Business Channel.
Don't forget to check out our other episodes for more inspiring stories of companies making waves around the globe,
And make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications.
so you don't miss out on any of the action.
Thanks for tuning in.
We'll see you next time.